I don't know. I'm having fun. I don't know if it's obvious, but I do enjoy just the ideas in this part of the game. This part is very simple, but effective enough in its own way. I like the green plasma. Or whatever this is supposed to be. I'm sure it's acid of some kind. And obviously not good to touch. Oh, that was fancy too. Conker just moved around in a sine wave on his own. I didn't control that. Rare does some interesting things with controls sometimes too. I'm thinking right now about the...
It's one of those let's leg it moments.
That level in Donkey Kong Country 3 where sometimes the controls reverse because of the poisonous gas. The poisonous snake! And Conker just then, whenever he said it's one of those let's leg it moments, that makes me think of... At one of my, schools... I guess it was the high school. We had a coach named Coach Leggett. And nobody else seemed to get the joke of his name besides me. It was his actual name. But nobody else seemed to find it funny, and I was the only one who did. Because I was the one who knew, because of this game, that let's leg it is a term for let's move it, let's run. Which is just so fitting for an athletic coach. Yeah, that was good. I call a mulligan on that one. Not that I know anything about golf, but I know that Dogbert suggested the mulligan mentality when it comes to real-life interactions. Like, oh, you did something terrible with interacting with another human being? Just call a mulligan. Redo it. It's okay. Excuse me, could you stop shooting for one moment? No. That is too much to ask for. Now, so far my no-death run of this game is, not going the most smoothly. Alright, let's, approach this with more finesse or something. Can't do anything with that. I would like to get through this chapter before cutting the video. Or not cutting the video, but cutting the recording session. I think I can do this. Hurry up. Jump in the tank, jump in the tank. Don't reload. Jump in the tank. Thank you. Cantankerous tank. Indestructo tank. Anyone remember that Flash game from years ago? Indestructo tank, and for some reason its sequel and then a different sequel? I don't know how you can make a sequel out of a game where all you do is bounce. But, apparently you can. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Keep shooting, we've got lots of torpedoes. You're the best, Slip. People always rip on Slip. Heh. But, no wait, don't fall. Don't fall. That would be less than ideal. The people are always mean to Slippy, but he always does the useful stuff for the team. That was also no good. Also, what is this logo on the top of the... Well, the top and the back, I think? What does that say? Actually, I'm gonna park this for a moment. Heater, shut up! Nobody asked you for your opinion. Maybe nobody else can hear it, but... Foreplay. Good. Now that reminds me of, a different situation. I made... I don't remember which animation it was. It was supposed to be sort of this Star Wars parody, and, okay, good. You're going away. Turn away, searchlights. But yeah, like, it had the Roman numeral for 4, and then it had a play button, and so it just said 4 play, and I didn't get it. Someone mentioned, is that supposed to say 4 play? And I had no idea what they were talking about, until after I looked up the word later, because my innocent mind just was naive. Because naive and innocent are not the same thing. Naive is, you know, being uninformed, and innocence is being, like, pure despite being informed, if that makes sense. You can be naive and innocent, but you can't be, whatever. I'm just... My mind is dead. I am brain dead. Okay, shot that side. I need to shoot this side. Waiting on you. Speed up for a moment. Shoot at me. Keep going like nothing happened. Yeah, that's right. You'd better turn slowly. What? I didn't jump. I pressed A, and Conker refused to jump. Thank you, Conker. I appreciate your contributions to the bee community. Okay, jump. Much better. That is what I wanted you to do a second ago. Still don't exactly know what the logo on this tank is. It kind of looks like a renegade star. A star with a circle around it. Of course, it's kind of like a pentagram, I guess. But not really, since it's not a star made of lines. It's just a star that's solid. Speaking of logos, somewhat recently the Chargers got a new logo, which should totally just be a phone charger, but it's not. I don't know anything about football, so I don't know what the significance of the Chargers changing their logo really is, but a lot of people were really upset about it. This is another bit of news that I got from Twitter Moments. And, it just looks like, because they went to Los Angeles, it's LA, but it sort of looks like lightning bolts. And I guess their former logo was this curved lightning bolt, almost like a rainbow arc. But it wasn't rainbow, it was just, I think it was blue. But people are complaining about this new logo, saying it's the worst thing in the history of anything. And I really don't know why, because it doesn't look that bad. To me, it just looks like a reasonable logo. I don't really see it as any better than their other one. Wait, I want to get back in the tank. Get back in the tank. Let's be frank, it's good to be back in the tank. I don't want to drop in rank. Hopefully I don't get flattened like a pancake? Pancake? That... In my head, that joke worked better than it did in execution. I think I can just run over these guys. It's probably not as smart to do so because they have long-range weapons and I have, I said it was not a good idea. It just looped around. Okay, I have time. Go for it. Go for broke rescue mission. That's gonna hurt the tank. Back up. I'm glad you can run over these guys. Did he die? Good. Thank you. Not something you want to hear in real life, but did he die? Good is a nice thing to hear in the video game world. Okay, let's see. Is this the last one? Thank goodness. That section took way longer than it needed to. Because I was just being stupid. But there is still one challenge left to overcome. In the words of the mystical pink ball in Sonic Adventure, be careful not to fall off. And we did not fall off.
Oh. Well.
The scenery in this area is really cool.
I suppose.
I'll take a look around with it. To me, this is sort of Starry Night-esque. I don't really know what it is exactly. I guess it's just a big underground cave. And the colors are cool too. It's lots of blue and green, and the green is glowing and sort of radioactive looking. Really have no idea what this is supposed to be, but it's very interesting. I guess those guys, I have memories with those. The camera didn't really look like it zoomed in there, it just looked like the submarine came up really close really fast.
Hello, it's a little squirrel. Hello.
Who are you calling little girl?
Please.
Ah, it's a little girl.
Oh yeah, another note about Paranorman, because I talked about that in another video.
Hi. Have you come to
There's a character in that movie named Aggie, and she is the same voice actress who played the little sister in BioShock.
How do you know about that?
I learned that just by looking up the cast.
Anyway, what is it?
It fires a missile, I think. A Teddy Funkin U-47 intercontinental
Teddy Funkin.
ballistic missile.
I'm sure there's no
A missile.
sexual undertones with that term. Funk, yeah. I'm gonna funk you in the pens.
Don't you worry, little girl. I'll rescue you.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, her parents are bound to have some cash.
Of course. He would be thinking about such things. Another situation where I think the lack of music is helpful for the mood. This part could maybe use a little bit more music, but I don't know, sometimes a realistic approach is a nice atmospheric approach. Even though I know that atmospheric is a really vague term, like, if you say something is atmospheric, then what are you really saying? What kind of atmosphere is it? You're not saying anything. But I don't entirely agree with that. Like, if you say something is atmospheric, then that implies that it's not just something that you feel emotionless watching or being engaged in. There's some kind of, like, expansive connotation. Wait, I did not press B there. Whoops. Okay. Where are you? There you are. I need to make sure the missiles are out of the way before I use these on the submarines. Once again, keep shooting, we've got lots of torpedoes. Now that's a more relevant quote, because these are submarines. Maybe not the blue marine, but there is certainly enough blue around. Sometimes you shoot them and it doesn't seem like it works, even though it should work. Like that. That totally hit, unless it just hit the water and not the submarine. Can I get both of these at once? Because I think I kind of need to. Good. And I guess the other submarine just kind of faded into the Netherlands, because I thought that there was another one, but then it just turned out that there wasn't another one. Let's grab some chocolate. Generally, chocolate is considered bad for your health, but not in Conker's world. Shoot, now I want chocolate. I was thinking in the shower earlier, and this is a completely useless thought to have in the shower, but I was thinking about how ice cream soup is not a thing. I used to think that it was a thing, but it's really just what you say to describe ice cream that has melted. It's not an actual, like, different recipe or something. And I remember being sort of confused by that, like, well, why is it called ice cream soup if it's not actually a soup? Why can't you just call it melted ice cream? And then I was thinking, well, if you could make ice cream an actual soup, then what would that consist of? And the idea I had was, okay, let's start with the melted ice cream, get that part out of the way, and then you have to have some solid things in it, kind of like actual soup has solid vegetables and tomato or whatever. So what would you add to ice cream soup? You would add probably chocolate chips and marshmallows. That could make for a pretty tasty soup. So, probably just having ice cream with chocolate chips and marshmallows is more tasty than having it be soup-like, but it was still my idea for fixing the English language, because clearly that can be done. There aren't a billion problems with it. Okay, this is no good. Get out of the way fast, Conker. I guess to be on the safe side, I'll run around for the other chocolate pieces that are in these pillars of sadness. I do not like the cone of shame. These are certainly sad-looking pillars, but also cool-looking pillars. This is the kind of thing that I would expect from, like... is that X-Men Days of Future Past or something? I want to say that the future kind of looked like this in that movie, but I don't remember. I don't remember much about that movie. I'm not exactly what you would call an X-Men fan, but I have seen the movies. Or at least 4 of them. Which... I'm amazed that there are 4 of them, but at the same time I'm not surprised. Because superhero movies are just... They really all feel the same to me, but everyone seems to like the formula of superhero movies. To the point that they can make the same thing 100 times and everyone is still going to buy it.
I'm going to see my mommy and daddy.
Maybe that's just me being cynical, I don't know.
Okay, come on. Let's try and get you out of here.
What the? Oh, you guys!
You guys, referring to Rodent and the tank? Unnecessary slow-mo for the win. And this is an Exorcist reference. I did say that I wanted to watch most of the movies that this game references. I don't care to see The Exorcist, though. Not because I think that it's scary, but because it just looks really gross.
I don't have a daughter.
For no good reason. The grossness seems to be its only quality. Maybe, if I wanted to projectile vomit like they do in the movie, I would watch the movie.